Come on now. Come on. Okay, we got sound. Got video. And still, there's going to be monitoring of the chat. So, depending on how, so far the last 2 episodes, you guys have been pretty good about not spoiling everything. So, chat might come back on screen. So, yeah, last time we, well, last time we found Sakura's corpse. I have some theories. I mentioned before that either Sakura or Aoi was going to die in this chapter, and then the other one, whether that be Aoi or Sakura, would be the murderer. However, off of what little I've seen of the corpse so far, Sakura may have committed suicide. That is my guess. Or she was killed by Monokuma. Hard to say.
It's very possible, honestly.
My guess is suicide just because of the way she was sitting there smiling. It seemed like a very, I'm going to die on my own terms thing for being a traitor or what have you.
Like I told them, depending on how fast she died, it really depends.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Glasses. Yes, I do have glasses now. I had them last episode too, but you didn't say nothing then.
But also, if it is suicide, you know, that's way more good than that.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's not going to just be like...
Danganronpa, it's a big look.
Even when it looks pretty cut and dry, it's never that cut and dry. Like when Sayaka spells out Noel and it turns out to be Leon. It's still not that simple because actually she attacked Leon first. And it was self-defense, but actually not self-defense because he decided to break down the door anyway.
Yeah.
So... Chihiro now has purple hair. All-star apologies.
Huh? Sakura's...
Oh, no.
Look at Makoto's face.
Ugh.
This is why I don't think Hina's the murderer, unless she also has some sort of, DID going on. Which, I mean, to be fair, in a place like this, forming DID is definitely a possibility. Because you know how DID starts, right?
Traumatic event, right?
Yeah, traumatic event typically is, once again, I'm not a doctor, not a psychologist. This is just from what I know, and to be fair, I could very well be out of line here. But from what I know, what happens is a traumatic event happens, and that causes you to dissociate from it, and that usually forms a new alter. So, I wouldn't be surprised if so many traumatic events right on top of each other like this could cause someone like Hina, who is kind of dumb.
I mean, Choco, from what we know about Choco, that makes sense considering how, terribly she's been treated by literally everyone.
Yeah, so, I could definitely see Hina, I could see Hina forming an alter, but usually that tends to happen much earlier in life, like in childhood, and so,
my question is,
at least the first alters are pretty much like completely different people. They have a lot of the same knowledge and memories that the main alter has, but they can have completely different philosophies, completely different histories, completely different phobias.
On the other hand, a look at Makoto's surprised cow face.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, and you said it didn't say anything.
Dead? She's really dead?
No. I heard Tina talking, my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body.
But she's dead. She might just be sleeping.
We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction?
She just starts to eat her hair.
I have to go get him.
I have to go get him. I have to go get Yannis.
Until Hina left the rec room. So this is the first case where a new place that opened up in the last chapter is not the place where they died.
Yeah.
Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. her really weirdly cut out PNG body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long...
On the clock count hands. I got everyone.
Oh, Sakura!
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see.
Last
Last episode. You guys know what happened last episode.
Look at Sakura's body. It just looks so bad.
So furry and shit.
Yeah, since they were at Kyoko began,
Just a second.
you heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Sakura
Interesting.
was murdered, and by someone that's very rude.
Yes, Sakura.
Is that what you were going to say? Yeah. Whoever killed her was not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It was one of you, Hiro Byakuya Choco. One of you killed Sakura.
Okay, that's making me think it actually was Hina who did it.
But you gotta remember, this is an extremely character for her.
Yeah, I know, but just like the whole idea of like whenever they put like do something like this, you know, it's like, oh, put it in a box. It's one of these people.
So that means it's obviously not one of those.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the only one who I could probably say for sure it probably was Hina. But I still stand by my Sakura suicide theory for the moment.
What?
You're accusing us before we even began the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. I never do anything. But you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
That's
What you did, I know. I mean, you're right. I mean,
you know it.
she has some sound logic, you know.
Yeah. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file.
That's right. It's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Atsuhina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours.
Okay, first off, let's... Second off,
Are you now being controlled by Toko?
also, Miss Asahina,
Yeah, it kind of feels out of character.
are you controlled by Kapuni? Because that's literally what he would call it.
Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? Oh no, questions! It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Uh-huh! Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again then. But I killed her! Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now, which means it's going to be very relevant later. It's unreal! Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the black is this time, I owe you one. But I do know who it was.
The gun gears couldn't pierce her.
He like bounced off.
You owe that one?
Oopsie! Before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am the black side. It was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. Can you just slap him again? Just... Double slap. Being very effective.
Shut up. How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for squabbling. This game is already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
I can be angry at both of you. Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
Then let's decide who stands charge of stuff. I'll do it.
Hina?
I don't care. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay then, Hina's guard number one, but we need one more. Gigo, that's you.
What?
Me?
I don't want you investigating because then you'll hurt your
That's exactly what he's saying. You always are better at investigating than I am.
You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that annoying.
Hero, you're doing it. Okay. That's cool. I wasn't gonna find anything anyway. Except I found this jar of poison labeled poison for Sakura. Sakura's poison. Used on Sakura. The poison for Sakura.
I totally didn't have it in my room.
I didn't find it in my room. I found it in Byakuya's room. He left his door unlocked. Jill was in there.
But like, why would you want her not investigating?
Because he's a piece of shit, and he's like, his ego's being so, he has such a fucking fragile ego. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind.
That's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Then I guess, fuck you. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Tina would really even try that be or before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the practice.
What?
It's your fault!
Why did you kill Sakura?
Forgive
I won't
me.
let someone like you come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours.
Yeah. See, I had said last episode that when Sakura didn't, like, activate a free count event when I talked to her and gave her a present, that told me that she was about to die, and here we are.
I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Here's further discussion would be a waste of time. I don't want her slapping you again. Don't let her near me.
Don't let her near me.
How about compromise?
It's all clear now.
I don't ask you to let us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
No, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Byakuya anyway.
And you, Hiro, do you really object?
If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
It's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request.
But,
We have to find out who killed Sakura.
Correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
fine, I get it. But now I let Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
You did!
Yeah, you did! You fucking
strung up Chihiro just cause I felt like doing it for shits and giggles! I'm going to fucking stab this man.
Probably with a pool cue, or an iron skewer.
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution.
Yeah, seriously, Byakuya. Bro Sakura is like Ali's friend. Yeah, Razzie, we're with you.
If we want to survive, we have to. It's kind of a hope this hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Do it. Dang. Suddenly there's a lot of shit on the ground.
I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. Okay. The time of death is estimated around 12 noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, since at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Yeah, poison.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is
so...
that? The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And the door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? You know, like, I guess you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And before our very eyes like this?
The ultimate true crime podcast.
Are you curious to hear more about a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Goodbye.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means the killer commits the crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. For all of that, well, we have to check the door to see if that's what it was, right? Second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
Actually, there is an arrow. I gave it to 0.
Yeah. And I can't find it anymore. I put it on my shelf next to all the other presents that my boy Makoto gave me, and it was gone.
And Sakura mysteriously has an arrow in her gullet.
Yeah.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by
In
that?
other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that.
Like the locker?
That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a
In
locked
other
room.
words.
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. And you think we can cross that one off too? I believe so, yes.
Unless you can, like, I don't know, go through this Bluetooth cable somewhere. But...
So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. And Kyoko, which one of those 4 possibilities seems the most likely in this
It's
case?
true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during the trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I can feel it.
Well, they could have set up a locked room. Try to figure that out. The truthful answer here is definitely stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Oh, the locker's open. I'm on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
Tiny handprints.
You know who has tiny hands? She needs to get bigger hands. Toko. What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not? Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And the locker was very much open. The locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint! There's shards of glass scattered all over around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and those are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards. Something else on the ground near the glass. Figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a little Monokuma chess piece that's here. A Monokuma figure. Some kind of wrapper.
Ah, that's...
Do you recognize it, Gina?
That's what I wrapped my Jones in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. This trash. Because that's how I feel about it. That's a candy wrapper.
It's shaped like a heart. That's how I feel about her. This is shaped like Mississippi. That's how I feel about you.
Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. And that might help her calm down a little. It was a literal chill pill.
Yeah, so you gave that candy to Sakura.
I found a big box of it in the warehouse, I realized. They're not as good as Jones, but they're pretty close. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I mean, nobody else could get their hands on it.
You really liked them that much.
I mean,
But I want Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Crack.
Which tells me one of 2 things.
What?
Not first of all.
Oh, but now they're all lost to all their flavor.
Tells me one of 2 things. Either A, Tina poisoned it and then gave it to her for whatever reason. Or B, someone like Byakuya is gonna say, well, obviously it was the candy that poisoned her. And I'm gonna be like, no, that's not right. Hina said they didn't have, that no one else could get their hands on it. It's like, no! My one thing!
Yeah, you did it. No, it was Toko, because I said so.
Hina. Polka and Ripper. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle is some kind of Monokuma thing.
Sharp looking bishop.
It is. Okay, so I see a pawn, a rook, the
Knight
king,
was on the floor.
the knight was on the floor, and the queen is also not there. So that tells me that that's going to pop up later. I just have to get those figures inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe
In
I
other
have.
words.
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure you found on the ground. The red shows the glass probably started out as a bottle. Which means Sakamoto's been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Charged with glass, the Monokuma figure got rid of it, so I think it's safe that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. One of the weapons. Bloodstain from the magazine shelf must come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Could it be the vomiting of blood that was mentioned?
She was just reading some magazines.
Like,
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna go sit down. Guys.
yeah.
What did he put in that candy?
Oh shit, what's over here? Oh, this is from Proteinzyme X.
Oh, they brought that up
Earlier, yeah. That's kind of why I figured we'd see it later. There's a kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. Well, yes, but you should stop pretending to be me. You're very bad at it. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. So this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem
She drank the
A2.
protein, the picture of peeping head wound.
Remember, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all sorts of health stuff. So must have gotten this from the Chem
Just
lab.
a second.
But that's strange. What is? You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke. They must have be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. What does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but they're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Important clue? I'm not sure how I see how.
Yeah, through it. Window.
Oh, it's like planted evidence. Byakuya's like, I'm gonna put this here for shits and gigs.
He is standing right next to it.
Just for what? Because that's just kind of his whole thing, isn't it? Just like, oh, look, new evidence, guys. Look at the evidence that I found. And everyone's like, no.
And it turns out, oh wait, this actually has nothing to do with the murder. Why'd you bring it up? Yeah. I wanted to fuck with you. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
No kind of evidence that any kind of trigger mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it.
What?
This chair is totally boring. What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away.
It's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go before he trusted myself completely. Yes, honey.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she doesn't type would go down without a
It's
fight. And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. No, we don't. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro.
Well, first of all, it's a 1 in 3 chance of any one of those. And that's 50% of the current cast. So, that's like saying, back when there was 15 levels, well, it could have been Junko, or Leon, or Sayaka, or Aoi, or Sakura, or...
Well, all I'm gonna say is she did jump on the hero train before, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Mikoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her, you know where? Right here, in the rec room.
Intriguing. What?
After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? And you went to go fuck around and with Hiro? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon.
I knew the Monokuma file she died right around then.
Jesus, that is super sus. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, but she just wanted to talk to her.
I don't know, he was being sus. But
And then,
this feels like she's trying to frame people.
and this is what happened. If I stopped her by force even, it never would have happened.
Hina, it's possible not to have regrets, I know.
Oh, now we know that's not, what's the word? That's not the silver line of innocence like it used to be.
It was the silver line of innocence for 1 chapter.
You sure? Did you
Yeah.
want to know that one?
No? He didn't have an account? I didn't think so.
Yeah, so it was 2 chapters.
Oh, was there an account one in the first chapter?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with 3 of them directly. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting and slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that this would have killed her. According to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. I see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically says she hadn't suffered any other injuries.
Oh, sorry. I ate too much jam this morning.
Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood?
No chance.
Byakuya!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have led on those interesting locations.
Them titties.
I was gonna say her boobs.
Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No, I don't think I call
Those
it interesting.
thighs.
It does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood has to be connected to why she died. Okay, Byakuya, did she send you a note?
What?
What do you want? You bother me.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
So you found out. Interesting. If that was true.
Then it's true.
I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do it? Do what it said, okay? And risk getting killed by that monster.
So you didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't been talking today at all.
You also didn't go to see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to
Come
consider
on.
this fact.
If you're finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Okay.
I hate him.
I hate him too.
What's up, for a monster? He's below me.
I've looked at everything so far. Except the clock, I guess.
Yes,
It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. It's roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I removed her alter ego?
Certainly.
What the heck?
Okay. So what have I not looked at yet? Oh, did I look at the door itself? The door is the only way in and out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and it's no evidence that the meltings has been tampering with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, it turns out the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. They kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked room from the inside, not from the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part. Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Decided? Got a lot more pushy since we had our issue.
She's just being as pushy as Byakuya was earlier.
Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. I'm gonna go check the chem lab.
And then when we come back, Byakuya's like all stabbed to death. The tree, right?
Yeah. And after a few seconds. Remember this frame from like 4 chapters ago? Huh? Who's there? Is it the Grim Reaper finally? Most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
What do you want? Do you want to come take my soul? Or my Vietnamese rice soup like Principal Skinner eats?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
Sure you
She
would.
didn't look like she was in
I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Taco slid out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I want to talk to you about the fact Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I
Well,
don't know what you're talking about. Sakura already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? Oh, I just said 2, didn't I? Yeah, stupid Toko. I can't believe I did that. I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I'll admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Technically, she didn't go to see her, but can I really believe her? I'm not. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room to rewatch season 32, episode 4. Or that one, you'll never know. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account. Okay, let's get to Hero. The boy.
Sakura.
The boy. Press the doorbell. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just want to check on something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you?
I did give you that crystal ball after all.
I mean, yeah, I did give you that crystal ball, so I'm not too surprised. I mean, my crystal balls are always great. But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Sakura told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. I'm gonna pause real quick. But she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. You gotta be honest, it's super suspicious, but knowing Hero, that just means that that's exactly what happened, and he's just being weird.
Just being weird about it.
So then you went and met with Sakura?
Got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
Last time I saw Sakura was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
just don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. Well, I'm here. Can you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero's filling around in his pockets.
Hey, come
Oh,
on.
sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore.
Again.
With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh? Quickly, the wind Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash we're gonna throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Sakura asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'd excuse me, before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it.
Pocket trash.
Once again, they're kind of setting up Hiro to be like sus, even though I know he doesn't die here. Or if he does, there's something very interesting that happens in between now and the trial. Oh, then I look at the actual time machine again on top of that. Counting pan, blah blah blah. How should I start? Well, first things first, let's go to the chem lab, because I feel like that's like the more important map. Oh wait, there's no fifth floor yet. Byakuya is there. Why is he there? Destroying evidence in here?
No. Because you have an eye.
Again? Why did you accuse me again?
Did you have your eye on the camera too?
Well, obviously.
Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think you meant to say, yes, sir, I understand.
No, I said, nah, I got it.
No, I ain't gonna dignify that with an answer.
I think you meant, yes, sir, I understand. No, I didn't.
Not really, no.
This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, I just can't get over how big it is. Gotta take a closer look at it. Three shelves being connected together to make one giant shelf. Most importantly right now, what's that powder that's been stored in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Friggin' bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4.
I feel like you missed something interesting. I was on the fourth floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
Then this powder must have been spilled.
In other words,
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. It just means it didn't happen this morning. It could have happened literally right after you left.
There are footprints. Only in front of the left shelf.
How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We need to sketch out the portrait.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you, the author.
What an insufferable smirk, the anime piece of paper.
Well, let's go, chop chop.
Okay.
Yes, hi.
Girls hard. So I guess we're before long I'm gonna sketch of the room. So how's this?
Sure, not bad for you.
I
For
see.
me.
So when you look at this, interesting. It would appear that whoever wrote those footprints had
No, it's okay. I'm pretty sure. Then, what do you want me to do? He just came back, so I don't know. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the wait. Nathaniel.
Oh, sorry. They came in, went straight to a shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
All these ones. These footprints.
It's certainly
No,
possible.
they almost.
No.
Okay, then let me see your shoes. I'll confirm the size for myself.
I will also be confirming the size of something else that's related to your shoes, but I will not be taking that.
I will also be confirming this.
What they say about people with big shoes and big feet.
Unfortunately, yeah, these are not yours. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But how clever these prints are, how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong.
Are they yours, Bianca? Wait, no. Then prove it. No. It's a really valuable clue. This. Blah, blah. Okay, but they're not truthful. It's good now. Hey, Bianca, why don't you go over here and taste the yellow powder, see what it is? A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Put the part of the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder. Blah blah blah. Bottle. MC4. The footprints behind the powder. Here's this again. Focus that for now. Okay. See what's on this shelf. What kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Protein you can find in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess you can consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. We just have C9 chemical over there. Oh, wait! Some bottle here that said with Chem C9. Could have someone put it here on accident? On the shelf is which pills that I have no idea what they are.
These are reagents. Reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about chemical reactions. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss.
What?
It's not harsh.
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
I'm a high schooler, Bianca.
That's not what I said at all. The words of a lifelong loser.
That you said.
Which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that.
It doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled A with the letter B and a number, so I guess we'll try to start using section B. Then we have the ordinary. Shelf is one looking at has nothing but dangerous chemicals. They look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess this is part of so we need to see blah blah blah. Try to find out more about the shelving unit. Let's just put into 3 sections. Dietary supplements, reagents, lethal chemicals. Got the protein powder for section A, but we're concerned that in section A there's a bottle labeled C. What was a bottle of poison for section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on there. I'm already taking a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take a look around the rec room. The rec room. The direct room.
Okay, Bianca, you stay here because I don't want you in my presence any longer.
The more I look at you, the less I want to see you. Wrong way, even though I thought I was going the right way. Whatever.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying. Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. Those 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. So somebody
Just a second.
body? Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but do you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was fully unemotional. This kind of thing I'm growing ferociously used to. Oh, there are still some times. real calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you? I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. I've touched plenty of dead bodies.
I'm
What?
the mortician.
Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
See that yellow powder on her instep?
She spilled some ramen powder on her shoe.
Yeah. Chicken, it seems. Yeah, it really stands
I
out.
see.
Powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look
it's
careful.
true.
Actually, even telling you that is an incredibly difficult spot, so let me
It
just
would
explain.
seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2
Indeed.
blows. Interesting, what you say, and there's one more interesting
Correct.
thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on
It's
either
true.
one. So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I don't know, just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off.
Looking at her shoes and hands, aren't very hard to photo.
Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay carefully. It's the queen missing, we noticed this. Correlation. They're fucking chess pieces. Can you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards clue, but giving you a conclusion is my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the monochrome bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, An experiment?
Anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Just a mess with a crime scene like
That
that.
doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here. So, anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. When I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. Yeah. I don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Let's get ready to work. So what kind of experiment are we
in
doing?
other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of this experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's
In other
balanced,
words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the
so
weight.
then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might you expect to see? Well, an almost assumption would be either they're balanced out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to give them all, but there's a chance I could have missed something here, some here
So
and there.
then-
Now let's give it a try. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In other
What?
words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all
Hey.
together. And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you.
There's 2 bottles.
Yeah,
Cover 2 bullets to the head, 2 bottles are missing.
yeah.
It's heavier.
We just need to find out where that queen piece went. Who's the magazine shelf was having clue of some kind. Clue. Oh, this magazine is upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident? If something catches your eyes, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko.
Might be Kafka.
You're not wrong. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is
So-
this? It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. But it's someone that's trying to frame her because guess what? Her fingers were fucking clean as fuck, remember?
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of the others who might come looking.
Hey, is that... That's his Toko, right?
Show me your fingers, Aoi. What? Yeah, it looks like it.
Then she's the killer, right?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
It's out. She's the killer for sure. No.
I know this is very in character for you, but it's also very out of character for you.
That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use the Korean killer.
I can see why you think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it's that much more suspicious. Which means it's not Toko.
It must have been Hero.
Oh wow, that was a quick investigation.
That was, actually. It wasn't a lot.
Hero is the...
He
It's
was
Hina.
thinking of Taka. And wrote down Taka.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it?
This would have
Is
been
it
a really
okay?
slick if we didn't
Can
have both
I?
those
Can I? Can
Yeah.
Okay, then let's me please go through the...
Like, I wouldn't mind doing the trial right now, but, I mean, we
Just don't have time.
yeah.
That's your locker room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen in the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Okay. Well, we're gonna find out who killed Sakura.
We killed our best girl.
We're gonna find out next time. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We will be streaming either later tonight or tomorrow, depending on how things end up going. So, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Sorry for the breaks. Ciao, motherfuckers. Wow, this is really a short episode.
It wouldn't even have been an hour if we didn't take those breaks.
Yeah. I feel like there was some... Yeah, that was a really short